What is going on, Trash Talkers? We're back with another episode for you. In today's video, we're going to give you our predictions for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Kansas City Chiefs, AFC Wild Card game. All that and much more coming your way right now! Hey Trash Talkers, over 85% of you are still not subscribed to the channel. Please be sure to hit that red subscribe button and turn on notifications, as it will help us create more daily content for you. Thank you and enjoy today's video. All right, Nick, as we go closer and closer to game time for some of these games, we have a lot more to get to. In today's video, we're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Kansas City Chiefs. I feel like we just saw this matchup and it was very one-sided. So, Nick, why don't you try to tell us and the viewers kind of why you think Pittsburgh might have a shot in this one?
Yeah, the Pittsburgh Steelers on paper have one of the best rosters, and you're like, no, they don't, because Big Ben's there. But look away from Big Ben, because when you look at this team, they've got the receivers, they've got the running backs, their offensive line is average, which I'll take because we see so many quarterbacks play with below average offensive lines and get away with it, so I'll take an average offensive line. Then you look at the defense. Up front, they've got their guys. Linebackers, that's where they are really built with TJ and Joe Schobert. Those are the guys. Then you got Minka, Cam Sutton, Joe Hayden in the backfield. They've got layers to this team that they can work with. And they just saw what the Kansas City Chiefs are all about a few weeks ago. And yes, they got blown out so bad that we saw Patrick Mahomes come out before the fourth quarter even started. It's going to be a tough game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But Mike Tomlin is one of the best coaches in the NFL. And if anybody is going to get their guys to play at their best, it's going to be Mike Tomlin. And this is Big Ben's last game as far as we know. This team has been playing out of its mind at the end of the season because of Big Ben. They want to make sure this is the best it could possibly be for him on his way out towards a Hall of Fame career. And we see Najee Harris running like he's never run before. He's running better than he ever did at Alabama. And this is what we fully expected from a first round pick. Now he's starting to come to fruition. And this is all after the Kansas City game. Deontay Johnson's there, Chase Claypool, Juju Smith-Schuster might just be activated for this game off of IR. And we know that is Big Ben's guy. We know they love running slants with him, and then they can get big chunk yards on the ground. I believe there's a specific game plan that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to run that's going to make them a very tough team to play against. We're not going to see Patrick Mahomes come out of this game at all. He's going to be playing down to the wire. Tyreek Hill's banged up. Travis Kelce has been dealing with issues, dropping the ball with injuries. He's had a number of things go wrong for him this season, and it's still happening to this day. So the Chiefs need to be on their A game. If they are off for any part of it, I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers have what it takes to take advantage of it. TJ Watt tying the sack record this season. Joe Hayden, Minka Fitzpatrick, this secondary has definitely held their own when it matters most. Tyreek Hill is not going to have an easy day. Travis Kelce, he's going to get tied down by Terrell Edmonds. This is not easy. CEH is going to have to play well. It's really going to have to be a perfect game from the Kansas City Chiefs for them to come out on top. It's also going to have to be a perfect game from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Nonetheless, I fully expect for the Pittsburgh Steelers to come out roaring, to come out strong, and for them to put the Kansas City Chiefs on their heels, hoping that they fall over and hurt themselves so that they could get one over on them and make their way into the divisional round.
Yeah, the only steamrolling that's going to happen is the Kansas City Chiefs steamrolling the Pittsburgh Steelers on their way to yet another victory heading toward the divisional round of the playoffs. I mean, when you take a look at their week 16 matchup, it was just absolutely atrocious from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, it was so bad that Big Ben didn't even finish the game. It was just horrible. It was bad to watch. Nothing good came out of that game. Honestly, the only thing that you can say is maybe the Steelers will fight a little bit harder than they did, but they're simply outclassed by this team in Kansas City. The Chiefs are one of the best teams in the AFC, bar none. I mean, it's not even a question at this point. Patrick Mahomes, for me personally, I think he's a bit overrated, but the stats don't lie. The man threw for almost 5,000 yards, 37 touchdowns, and he was a little lackadaisical with the interceptions this year, but I have to say, half of them, not on him. They were on his receivers, specifically Byron Pringle, Mecole Hardman. Those guys cannot catch anything, and Tyreek Hill had a dry spell as well. But all of that has been fixed. All of that has been taken care of. Now they are playing playoff football. This is where the mental fortitude and acuity comes into play. I believe that you're going to see the best football from Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and company. I believe that these guys are going to do absolutely everything we know them to be able to do. And when it comes down to it, those are the guys you're going to have to stop. And if you're telling me that a washed up Joe Hayden and Minkah Fitzpatrick, who gets lucky on a lot of his interceptions, are the guys that I have to beat, then I'm fine with that, because at the end of the day, I know that this Chiefs offense is going to be schemed up between Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid. I think this offense is going to be able to just absolutely destroy the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. TJ Watt is going to get chipped, double teamed, triple teamed every single play. He is not going to have a chance to garner a half a sack, let alone any pressure on Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes is the real deal. He can make plays with his feet. He can do everything you ask a quarterback to do and then some, and that's why he got a $500 million contract from this team. I fully expect the Patrick Mahomes-led Chiefs to be able to handle business. And on the defensive side of the ball, you talk about a front seven, but Jerron Reed, Chris Jones, Frank Clark, these guys are no joke. They can do everything. And the biggest bright spot on this defense has actually been in the middle of the field, which is where they struggled the most last year. Nick Bolton has been a really big bright spot for this defense. And on top of that, Anthony Hitchens has really stepped up in the wake of some of the injuries that they've had to deal with. I'm looking at this defensive backfield with L'Jarius Sneed and Charvarius Ward, Tyrann Mathieu. These guys play really solid football. They're going to be able to take it to these wide receivers, and I do not expect the Pittsburgh Steelers to get much going on the football field. I think it's going to be a blowout, and I believe that the Kansas City Chiefs are already looking toward the divisional round.
I just don't know how you can say it's going to be a blowout when we look at the Kansas City Chiefs defense and they're giving up almost 500 yards to the Cincinnati Bengals. This defense has had so many struggles, and they have not figured out a way to beat a winning team. At the time, the Steelers were not. Now they are. I don't expect this to be a similar game to what we saw a few weeks ago. This is very different because the Chiefs' game plan is out there. Mike Tomlin's going to devise a game plan for the offense to get around that defense, which is so bad. They have been kept up by Patrick Mahomes, and if the Chiefs are going to win again, he's going to have to do it once more. He's going to have to come through because he knows his defense won't be able to get a stop. It's going to be a high-scoring game, and I believe that you're right. The Kansas City Chiefs are the stronger team and have a better shot at winning. The Pittsburgh Steelers are not scrubs. They know how to play their best ball when it matters most, and that is now. They have been playing that for the last 2 weeks, and they're going to continue playing that way. So don't tell me that the Kansas City Chiefs are just going to absolutely steamroll them and that this defense is for real, because Chris Jones is the only one doing his job. Nick Bolton gets some limelight because he's just better than the crap that they have left over from last year. Yeah, anything's better than Nick Neiman. Anything's better than Ben Neiman. Anything is better than William Gay. There is nothing on this team, on this defense, that gives me any hope for the Chiefs. That's why I believe that Big Ben could actually have a solid day in his second time around. He knows what to expect from this defense.
Before you know what? I'm not going to even give you my argument. Nick, who do you have winning this game?
At the end of the day, I'm taking the Chiefs.
All right, so there's my argument. You made it for me. The Kansas City Chiefs are winning this game. I don't think anybody's going to be surprised by that fact. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they are just not in the class of the Kansas City Chiefs. They have bigger fish to fry. They are looking toward possibly Cincinnati or possibly Buffalo. Those are the teams that they are more worried about than the Pittsburgh Steelers, who tied with the Detroit Lions. I'm sorry, it's just exactly what it is. So I want to hear from you guys. Let us know in the comments down below what you expect to happen in this game. If you believe Nick is giving the Pittsburgh Steelers too much of a shot, or if I'm looking past the Steelers and should really expect more from them. Let us know in the comments down below. All right, well, that's going to be all for now. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. We go live every single day. That'll be all. Peace and love.